Hello, good evening, students. Welcome back to my online science class. I hope you have completed the yesterday's fair work and homework neatly. Very good. The same way, you should complete all the assignments and you will send to my personal number. Today we are going to discuss the following topics: structure of a clinical thermometer, different types of thermometer scales, measurement of temperature on different scales, problems based on the conversion of temperature readings from the Celsius scale to Fahrenheit scale and vice versa. Recording a reading with clinical thermometer.
Measurement of temperature. It is possible to identify whether the object is hot or cold with the help of temperature. How do we measure temperature? In hospitals, you might have seen doctors using a device for measuring temperature. What is it? It is a thermometer. The type of thermometer which is used to measure temperature of our body is called a clinical thermometer. Let's understand its structure. It is a long narrow tube with same thickness throughout the length. On one side of this tube, there is a bulb which contains mercury. For reading the temperature, there is a scale printed on thermometer. The normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees Celsius. However, it can vary between 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the clinical thermometer has reading from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Here, you must have understood that 35 and 42 are numbers and degrees Celsius is a unit of temperature. There is a very fine tube which originates from the bulb. It is called capillary tube. With rise in temperature, mercury expands in this tube. The capillary tube is bent near the bulb. It prevents mercury from flowing back into the bulb immediately. It gives more time to read the temperature. To get more correct reading, there are some divisions between two consecutive numbers. If there are 10 divisions, then each division signifies 1 by 10, that is equal to 0.1 degrees Celsius temperature. And if there are 5 divisions, then each division suggests 1 by 5, that is equal to 0.2 degrees Celsius temperature.
There are 3 different types of thermometer scales: Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale and Kelvin scale. Freezing point of water is 0 degree Celsius in Celsius scale, 30 degree Fahrenheit in Fahrenheit scale, 273 Kelvin in Kelvin scale. The same way, boiling point of water is 100 degree Celsius in Celsius scale, 212 degree Fahrenheit in Fahrenheit scale and 373 Kelvin in Kelvin scale.
Temperature scales in thermometer. A thermometer is an instrument used for measuring temperatures. The thermometer you are probably the most familiar with is the mercury thermometer. The mercury thermometer is a thin glass tube. At one end, there is a constriction and a small bulb filled with mercury, a silvery liquid. Running from the bulb to the other end of the thermometer is a very fine capillary tube through which the mercury can flow. The thermometer is completely sealed off to prevent any mercury from escaping. Outside, the glass tube will have a scale marked with divisions to indicate the temperature. If we wanted to know the temperature of some hot water in a beaker, we would simply immerse the bulb end of the thermometer in the water and wait just a few seconds. The surrounding heat will cause the mercury to expand. The mercury will move up through the tube, stopping at a place which indicates a specific reading on the scale. For common use, this scale will be either Celsius or Fahrenheit. A centigrade thermometer, also known as the Celsius scale, and named after the Swedish astronomer Anders Celsius, who developed it, has 100 equal divisions. It begins at 0 degrees, water's freezing point, and ends at 100 degrees, water's boiling point. On this scale, the normal human body temperature will be 37 degrees Celsius, which we would write simply as 37 degrees C. The other temperature scale on a traditional thermometer is the Fahrenheit scale, named after the German physicist Daniel Fahrenheit. On the Fahrenheit temperature scale, the freezing point of water is set as 32 degrees and the boiling point of water is 212 degrees. Between 32 and 212 degrees, there will be 180 equal divisions. On the Fahrenheit scale, the normal body temperature of humans will be 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, which we would write simply as 98.6 degrees F. If we know the temperature on one scale, it's easy to convert it to the other using two formulas. To convert the temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit, we can use the equation F is equal to C multiplied by 9 divided by 5 plus 32, where degree C represents the temperature on the Celsius scale. We can even simplify that equation and avoid fractions. F is equal to C multiplied by 1.8 plus 32. For example, 37 degrees Celsius can be converted to Fahrenheit by substituting the value of C into the equation. We can convert the Celsius scale into the Fahrenheit scale using the equation C is equal to F minus 32 whole multiplied by 5 divided by 9. We just plug 98.6 for F and solve. This will give us 37 degrees Celsius. Summary. A thermometer is an instrument used for measuring temperatures. A Celsius or centigrade thermometer is made up of 100 equal divisions. A Fahrenheit thermometer is made up of 180 equal divisions. To convert degrees Celsius into degrees Fahrenheit, use F is equal to C multiplied by 9 divided by 5 plus 32. To convert degrees Fahrenheit into degrees Celsius, use C is equal to F minus 32 whole multiplied by 5 divided by 9.
In the previous video, you have seen that the formula for the conversion of Celsius scale to Fahrenheit scale and Fahrenheit scale to Celsius scale. Now I am going to explain how do we get these formulas. Yes, as we know that already Celsius scale is divided by 100 equal divisions. That means it begins with 0 degrees Celsius and ends at 100 degrees Celsius. The same way, Fahrenheit Celsius scale is divided by 180 divisions. It begins with 32 degree Fahrenheit and ends at 212 degree Fahrenheit. Thus, 1 degree Celsius is equal to 180 divided by 100. That is 9 by 5 plus 32. How do we get this value? First, we have to cut the zeros in 180 and 100. Then we get 18 by 10. Divide the numerator and the denominator by the table 2. Then we get 9 by 5. The starting point of Celsius scale is 0 degree Celsius and Fahrenheit scale is 32 degree Fahrenheit. So, when we are converting the temperature value from degree Celsius to degree Fahrenheit, then the formula is F is equal to C into 9 by 5 plus 32. For example, in this problem, we are going to convert 40 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit scale. For that, the formula is F is equal to C multiplied by 9 by 5 plus 32. Here, we have to substitute the value of C in the above formula. Then, F is equal to 40 into 9 by 5 plus 32. Then, we have to simplify the number 40 with the denominator 5. Then we get 8 into 9, that is 72. This is to be added with 32. So finally we get 104 degree Fahrenheit. Next we convert the value from degree Fahrenheit to degree Celsius scale. For that we have to divide the 100 by 180. So in this case also we cut the numerator and denominator by 2. So we get 5 by 9. But here we want to subtract the value of 32 from Fahrenheit scale value. Finally, we convert that Fahrenheit scale into Celsius scale by using the following formula. C is equal to F minus 32 into 5 by 9. Now, I am going to explain the next problem. Here, we are going to convert 95 degree Fahrenheit to Celsius scale. For that, the formula is C is equal to F minus 32 into 5 by 9. First, we have to subtract the value of 32 from the Fahrenheit value 95. After the subtraction of that number, we get 63. Then we divide the number 63 by 9. So we get 7. Then multiply this 7 with number 5. Finally, we get 35 degree Celsius. Next, we are going to discuss how do we convert Kelvin scale into Celsius scale and vice versa. In this case, if we want to convert the value of Kelvin scale into Celsius scale, mean we have to subtract the value of 273 from the Kelvin scale value. The same way, we want to convert the Celsius scale into Kelvin scale, mean we have to add the value of 273 with the Celsius scale value. Next we are going to see about how do we recording a reading of our body temperature with clinical thermometer.
Clinical thermometer. In this module, you will learn about a clinical thermometer. Your forehead feels warm. You immediately suspect a fever. To be sure, however, you need to measure your exact body temperature. How would you do that? Well, with the help of a clinical thermometer, also called a doctor's thermometer. A clinical thermometer is usually made of glass and consists of a mercury-filled bulb inside at one of its ends and a fine capillary tube that looks like a thread running from the bulb to its other end. There is a small constriction in the neck close to the bulb. A clinical thermometer can measure temperature ranging from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit to 108 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a pretty small range. You can get the temperature by reading the scale inscribed on the side of the thermometer. Let us now see how a clinical thermometer works. A clinical thermometer is usually placed inside the mouth for measuring body temperature. Because of the body heat, the mercury inside the bulb heats up, expands, and rises to a certain level in the capillary tube through the constriction. The new level to which the mercury rises indicates the exact body temperature. You may be wondering if the reading changes on removing the thermometer from the mouth. Well, it does not. The constriction prevents the mercury from flowing back into the bulb. You can also say that the mercury column breaks at the constriction and is unable to return to the bulb, thus remaining stationary in the tube. To reset the thermometer, you need to swing it sharply many times so as to make the mercury column return to the bulb. Why do you think mercury is used in a clinical thermometer? Mercury is used in a clinical thermometer as well as other thermometers for a number of reasons. First, mercury is a metal and thus it is a good conductor of heat. It starts to expand instantly on placing the thermometer inside the mouth. The expansion can be seen as a rising thread of mercury. Second, mercury remains a liquid at temperatures ranging from -39 degrees Celsius to 357 degrees Celsius. Hence, it can serve to measure a wide range of temperatures. At last, mercury does not stick to glass. Though using mercury in thermometers has advantages,